those people that hate God, read,
have lifted up the head.
They got prideful. Let's see what they did with that pride. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They took crafty counsel against God's people, against the blacks, against the Native Americans, against the Hispanics.
Right.
How do you take crafty counsel against them? I don't know. Let's see. Let's put them in the hood. If you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. If you don't know where you come from, you won't know where you're going. How many kids you got? You got one child. Okay. Read this. Watch this. 15. They go on 15.
15. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 15. Yes, sir. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God said that we would leave our name for a curse. Okay? So, it's a curse for us to think that we're black. It's a curse for us to think that we're West Indian. Right. It's a curse for us to think that we're Native American. Right. God said we would leave our name for a curse, right?
Unto my chosen.
Unto his chosen. Well, we got to understand, this is why it's important. Because what we got to understand is that we were chosen by God. The people that you see on this sign right here, they were chosen by God. That's us. The blacks, Hispanics, the Native Indians. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28. We are God's chosen people.
That's right.
And the reason we left, or the purpose of us leaving our name for a curse, is for us to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Right? Read verse 15 just so we can show her why we left our name for a curse. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hearken means listen. So God said, this is going to happen to you if you do not listen to my words. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
What are some of the commandments?
Don't steal.
Okay.
Don't cheat.
Don't steal, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. What else you got? No, don't, thou shalt not kill. Okay. Okay, so you got further than a lot of people. All right, read.
And his statutes.
So God's commandments and his statutes, we're supposed to be keeping. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
He said if you don't do it, what's going to happen?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So curses will come upon us and overtake us. One of those curses was we was going to leave our name. Right. You would no longer know that you was from the tribe of Judah, which is the head tribe.
That's right.
The same tribe that Christ hailed from. You wouldn't know that. Guess what? If you don't know that, are you going to teach your children that?
No.
Give me Deuteronomy. Yep.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
No, I want Deuteronomy 6. I mean 6, yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6, verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently. Yes, sir.
So we get the commandment part.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1. Now these are the commandments.
Remember, we just read that if we did not keep God's commandments, we would undergo curses. One of those curses was us not remembering who we were, leaving our God-given name, right? God said these same commandments you're supposed to teach who?
The statutes and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you.
So God says these are the commandments and statutes that's supposed to teach you. Read, jump down.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently.
What should we teach diligently? Start at 1 again. We got you.
Now 6 and Deuteronomy 6 and verse 1. Now these are the commandments.
These are the commandments. Jump down to 7.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently.
What should we teach diligently? The commandments. Bingo.
Right.
Read.
Unto thy children.
We're supposed to teach the commandments to our children. You said you have a child, right? So you're supposed to be teaching the commandments to your child. You got a boy or a girl?
A girl.
A girl. You're supposed to teach the commandments to your daughter.
That's right.
Right? Because if not, guess what? She's going to also grow up and not know what her name is.
That's right.
She's not going to understand where she comes from.
That's right.
And if she don't know where she come from, guess what? She not going to know where she is going.
That's right.
You understand? So it's your job to learn the commandments so that you can teach them to your daughter. And when your daughter grows up and she gets a husband, she can teach them to her children. And what that does is it creates a perpetual cycle of righteousness. Right. And we end up getting out of this condition that we in today. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and read verse 48. Did you get a chance to look at these signs?
I looked at them, but I didn't look at these.
I want you to watch this. Read verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said we would serve our enemies. Who are our enemies? People scared to say this one. Who are enemies? Who did this to us?
The white folks?
The white man.
That's right.
Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who sent the white man against us?
The Lord.
Absolutely. God sent the white man against us. Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
So for food and for water, anything that we needed to sustain our lives, ourselves, we needed to get it from our enemy. Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. If we wanted clothes, we had to get them from the enemy. Read. Even today, because we don't own none of the textile mills. We don't control import and export of goods into the United States where we live.
That's right.
Right? So we got to go to our enemies, Reed.
And in want of all things.
In want of all things, meaning in everything that we lack. So no matter what if we don't have it and we need it, we got to get it from the white man.
That's right.
We got to get it from our enemies. When these sisters want to go get weaves, who they got to go to? They got to go to the Chinese man. If we want gas, we got to go to Akbar.
That's right.
Or if we want liquor, we got to go to what's his name?
A liquor store?
A liquor store where the Indians, the East Indians be running it.
That's right.
Whatever we want and lack, whatever we want that we lack, we got to go to our enemies for it. A birth certificate, a death certificate, education, driver's license, a passport, a permit to collect rainwater.
Right.
You understand? All of these things, we got to get them from our enemies, Reed.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And that man is going to put a yoke of iron upon our neck. This is how we know that it's the white man. Because if you look at this image, we didn't do this to ourselves.
Right.
The white man put this yoke of iron upon us.
Right.
And God says he's not just the white man, he's our enemy.
That's right.
So our enemy, the white man, and the other nations, put yokes of iron on our necks, Reed.
Until he have destroyed thee.
How are we destroyed? Give me Hosea 3. How are we destroyed? I know you watching, you doing two things at once right now, ain't you? How are we destroyed though? What's your name? I'm sorry, I missed your name. You can give me the nickname. Kiki. I'll take the nickname. I'm Kaz. I want lack of knowledge.
The book of Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That's how we were destroyed. For lack of knowledge. Just like when you came over here and the brother asked you, what's your nationality? And you said black. What's your race?
What's your race? What color are you? What is this, honey? What color is this right here? What color are you? You're not
Kiki.
brown.
Kiki. I get it. It ain't about color though. Your nationality is Israelites. Okay? From the tribe of Judah.
You're not black.
Exactly. You gotta teach her. This is stuff you gotta teach her. Yeah, bring her on over.
Read it.
Yep.
What's it say? Judah. America black.
Right. So if you so-called American black, or you think you black, you're from the tribe of Judah. Right? So, go ahead and read that part again.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6.
Because remember, he put a yoke of iron on our necks until he destroyed us. And we want to know, what does it mean to be destroyed, read?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Kiki, who are God's people?
Us.
Yes, exactly. It says, God's people, us, are destroyed for what?
Lack of knowledge.
So what destroys us?
I don't know what she at.
What destroys?
Let me stay.
Read it again.
Hosea.
And then get Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4.
Yes, sir. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So we as God's people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Us not having the understanding of God's commandments, that is what destroys us, right? Malachi 2 and 7.
Yes, sir.
So that we can understand what the knowledge is.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Those priests are pastors, right? The deacons that's supposed to be in the churches, right? It says those men should keep knowledge, or they should, read that part again.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Their lips should keep knowledge, meaning they should be speaking knowledge. Read.
And they should seek the law
And God's people should be seeking the law, the commandments.
at his mouth.
What does that mean? We're supposed to be able to ask our pastors, our preachers, questions about the Bible, and they should be giving us answers as it according to the law,
Right.
according to God's commandments.
That's right.
So when your daughter comes up and says, "This your daughter, right?
No, this is my neighbor's.
This your neighbor daughter? This your neighbor?"
Yeah, my daughter's right there.
Okay, your daughter right there. So when your neighbor's daughters or your daughter come to you or come to the pastor and say, "What color is Jesus?" They should say what? What color is Jesus? Black. Oh, praises. Good for you, sis.
Right.
That's right. But that's what the pastors should be teaching our children. They should be teaching their congregants that.
Right.
But instead,
No, he's
they teach this.
Bring it out.
They teach
right.
They say that this is Jesus. But
Yeah,
this
they
is
say
not
Jesus
Jesus.
color, but it's not Jesus color.
Right? Read it again.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge,
The priest's lips should keep commandments. Read.
and they should seek the law at his mouth.
And we're supposed to learn the understanding of God's commandments from the priests.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do. Everybody crying. Y'all all right?
Put it back. I can put it back together. Where's your other one?
Give me, go back to Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4.
Her other Hello Kitty.
Hosea 3 and 4.
It's
Read.
colorful. Go look.
Hosea
Yeah.
chapter 3 and verse 4.
While we on the topic of Jesus being black, read.
For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
The children of Israel would abide many days without a king. We would not have a ruler. We would not have a leader. Read.
And without a prince, and without a sacrifice,
Read.
and without an image.
All of that boils down to the children of Israel would abide many days without a heritage. We would not have an image. We wouldn't know what Jesus the Christ looked like in the last days.
Right.
That's why we walk around with a cross on our neck and a white man hanging from it.
That's
Because we don't know that Jesus is black.
When she went with this necklace.
Read.
discontinue.
Yeah, get that.
That was it on that.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Read up.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage
So we would discontinue from our heritage, read,
that I gave thee.
that God gave us. Because God gave you, when God created you, he said, I'm going to fashion Kiki as an Israelite.
That's right.
She's going to be a daughter of mine that's supposed to keep my commandments. Right? Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Because we want to tie all of this together.
Frankie Hill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Who's the enemy?
the white man.
The white man's the enemy. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent the enemy against the white man against us? Who sent the white man against us? Kiki?
Jesus.
The Lord, yes.
You said your brother.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So no matter what we need as a people, we have to go to our enemy for it. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck,
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon our necks, just like this picture right here. He should put a yoke of iron on our necks, read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until we were destroyed. You say you don't know who that is? You want us to, let's read it. Revelation. Revelation. Start at 1.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Young ladies, I want to let's read the description of Jesus the Christ for all of y'all. Read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So this,
Get back here. I don't know where you going.
read it from the top.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
What's the root word of revelation, Kiki?
Evil? I don't know.
Revelation, the root word is reveal. So we about to reveal Jesus Christ. All right, read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Verse 14.
Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So Jesus the Christ, head and his hairs were white like wool. Does this man right here got white woolly hair?
Like y'all straight purring me?
It look like he got a perm, don't it? That ain't white woolly hair.
Right.
That's stringy dog hair. Golden retriever hair.
Right.
Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Are his eyes like a flame of fire? No, they crystally blue. His eyes, these eyes right here are soft.
That's right.
Read.
And his, verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass.
And Christ's feet were like unto fine brass. What color is brass, Kiki?
Brown?
Brown.
That's right.
So this is Christ. His hair was like wool. His eyes were as a flame of fire, meaning they were red because he drank wine.
Well, okay, if this is him and this is not him,
Right?
why could they change him, change this one to this one?
I got you. Give me Psalms. Yep.
The priest shall pronounce
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silent, O God.
Right. So this is a psalm of Asaph. He talking to God. He said, God, please don't keep silent. Do something about this situation we in. Read.
Hold not thy peace,
He said, don't hold your peace. No more. Make all of this stop. Read.
and be not still, O God. For lo, thine
He
enemies
said, thine enemies, meaning your enemies. God has enemies. He said, God, your enemies do what?
make a tumult.
A tumult is an angry gathering. Okay? It's people coming together because they have hatred for something else. That's what a tumult is. Like, have you ever seen one of those old movies? You see a white mob with pitchforks and fire.
Like the KKK?
Yes, that is a tumult. So it says, thine enemies, God's enemies, made a tumult. Read.
And they that hate thee
And those people that hate God, read,
have lifted up the head.
they got prideful. Let's see what they did with that pride. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They took crafty counsel against God's people. Not with God's people, not for God's people, against God's people. Meaning it's automatically in opposition. It says those people have taken crafty counsel against the blacks, against the Native Americans, against the Hispanics.
Right.
How do you take crafty counsel against them? I don't know. Let's see. Let's put them in the hood.
Yeah.
Let's invent redlining where they can't buy or purchase properties outside of these or inside of these parameters.
No.
Let's make it so that we'll put a church on every corner of the hood.
Right.
Let's put crack in their neighborhoods. Let's put guns in their neighborhoods. Let's put liquor stores in their neighborhoods.
Right.
Let's make it easy to buy weed as a teenager in their neighborhoods.
Right.
Let's take the man out of the house in their neighborhoods. They do that in every single place in America.
That's right.
They do that in the black communities.
Right.
That is an angry, that's a tumult. That is crafty counsel against God's people.
That's right.
Let's do everything that we can to destroy these blacks.
Right.
Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
When it says consulted against God's hidden ones, those people that don't know they Israel, they say, you know what? Let's figure out how to make sure that they never know they Israel.
Right.
Read.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Here go your answer. They said, let's cut them off from being a nation. Meaning what? You're not going to call yourself what, Kiki?
Black.
No. If they say let's cut them off from being a nation, that means you're going to call yourself black. And you're not going to call yourself an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's it.
That's it. So that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right. You wouldn't remember what your heritage was, what your name was. Also, when it says that Crafty Counsel, and they put that Christian church in every hood, they taught this.
That's right.
Why did they do it? So that the name of Israel would no longer be in remembrance.
That's
They
right.
They don't want you to believe that you have a God.
Right.
Because if you don't think your Christ looks like you, why would you care? Why would you treat your brothers like you see Christ in them?
Right.
You wouldn't. Because you think he looked like this.
Right.
If you knew that Jesus the Christ was a black man from birth,
That's right.
you would be able to see Christ in your brother subconsciously. You would be able to see Christ in yourself.
That's right.
When they make movies, why they don't just make the movies that look like him instead of look like him? That all look like him?
Yeah, we could get that. But the reason why, sis, is because they don't want us to know that Christ is black.
That's right. That's right.
If you knew that Christ was black, you would worship a black God.
Get out.
Because if Christ is black,
Instead of the white guy?
if Christ is black, that means God is what? That means God is black.
That's right.
If Jesus is black, that means God is black.
That's right.
He who has seen me has seen the Father.
Get out.
Your father,
Watch. Watch this, Kiki.
as the Lord brought you out with the
John chapter 14 and verse 9. Jesus saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet have thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me, have seen the Father.
That's what Christ said. He who has seen me has seen the Father.
That's right.
Jesus being black means God is black.
That's right.
The Most High God is black.
What?
Give me that in Daniel 7.
Read it up.
13, I mean.
Does that mean that Mary
Or this.
and Joseph, the people that was his mother, but not really his mother, they black too?
They was black and they are his parents.
That's right.
Christ was not born through immaculate conception.
Read up.
Christ was born through sex like everybody else.
What?
Read.
The book of Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down,
Till the thrones were cast down, meaning these kingdoms came down. Read.
and the Ancient of Days did sit,
The Ancient of Days is the Most High God. Read.
whose garment was white as snow.
If it says the Ancient of Days, meaning God, had a garment, what does that mean? That means he has a body. You can't put a garment on nothing,
right.
on air, on a spirit. God has a body. Read.
And the hair,
And the hair,
My whole life.
you have been lied to your whole life.
That's right.
Listen, Kiki, watch this. It says God, not only does he have a body, but he has a head with hair on it. Read. What was his hair like?
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Do white people got woolly hair? Who got woolly hair? Us.
That's right.
So why do they say that God is white? Why do they say that Jesus is white? It's a lie. The Bible doesn't even say that.
That's right.
The Bible says God has woolly hair.
That's
All right?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is